you. I hope you had a lovely, restful weekend. Here we are with our usual checking in to see how are you feeling at the beginning of this week, and checking in also with the letting go guidance system. So before we get into what is the theme of us letting go of, how was this past weekend for you? On the 9th, on Saturday, we had that first quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Cancer. And that brought about sort of a reflection time. How are you doing? Getting more into action. But with it being in the sign of Cancer, there would have been a deeply nurturing, self-care focused energy. Did you feel that? Did you have a look at, what's suiting you, what's uplifting you, what's part of you, as we continue moving towards the next phase of the moon, which will land with us on Saturday coming, on the 16th. This full moon that we're headed into is in the sign of Libra. So here we had last Saturday was the whole nurturing, checking in with your emotions, really finding that nurturing piece within you. And then this week we'll focus on letting go. I'll get to that letting go part in a wee minute. But then with it being a full moon in Libra, it's going to be very much about allowing you to express and experience your emotions. It's Libra, it's all about balance, right? So it's about allowing your emotional wisdom, your emotional guidance to come through you. So if you do find that you have sometimes we can have a wee bit of volatile emotions, it's important to recognize them, to express them in a healthy way. So when I'm talking about that, the other part of it, remember, it's about balance, emotional balance, that if we stuff them down, then that can make things even more volatile. So watch that as we go through this week, because this week gives us ample time to, react and act upon certain things, and watch ourselves. Can you be the observer of yourself this week? And just gently and kindly and lovingly let go of the things that maybe aren't part of you anymore. Maybe they served their purpose and it's not part of who you are, becoming who you are in this present time. So that's a really big thing about the whole letting go idea. Letting go, to me, it starts with an awareness. It's not a judgment, it's just an awareness. Does this feel comfortable? Does this feel right? Does this suit me? It's almost like trying on different outfits and saying, do I feel comfortable in this? Now, all that being said, it's really good to now lean into what is it we're focusing on letting go of this week, and it's limitations. So limitations, this is card number 31 in my letting go guidance system. So where do you limit yourself? Where do you constrain yourself, or where do you limit yourself accessing, allowing, and feeling your emotions? See, I love how these letting go cards come up and then really react and relate to the phases of the moon. So what limitations do you have in play internally, externally, in your head, in your heart? Where are you limited in feeling the guidance of your heart, the wisdom of your emotions? Maybe it's time to journal some of this out, to just be aware of it. So I often talk about letting go. Letting go is about that awareness, accepting this is what's going on, and then seeing what can I do to shift it. And taking tiny baby steps and making sure that you are the co-creator of your best self. Because when we do our part, then the universe reacts, or your higher self shows up more. So I'm going to read this out to you to see if this helps you go into this idea of letting go of limitations. As always, if anything that I say brings up questions, or you need some help or support in this idea of letting go, please put it in the comments or message me directly. Sometimes letting go can just be a simple choice. Oh, I'm aware that I have that habit or that mindset and I'm not going to. Other times it takes a little bit more dedication and commitment to break a habit. Maybe it's writing it out. Maybe it's getting a coach. Maybe it's visualizing. Maybe it's doing things in a different order. Things of that fashion. So there's so many different ways of letting things go. First step, awareness. Second step, accepting this is what it is. And then you get into action about what am I going to do with this. So let me read this out. Limitations. I start here with a quote from Richard Bach. He said, "Don't believe what your eyes are telling you. All they show is limitation. Look with your understanding. Find out what you already know, and you will see the way to fly." I love that. That comes from that book. I actually can't think of what it's called right now, but it's beautiful to really get into what's your heart saying. See, isn't that beautiful timing with that Libra full moon? Is find out your emotions, express and allow your emotions to guide you, to nurture you also. So, reading on. Remember to question everything and to always check whether your thoughts and your beliefs are empowering or limiting you. See, this is this awareness place, right? Many people are not even consciously aware of the many limiting beliefs we have and how these beliefs were handed down to us from our friends, family, peers, media, etc. Based upon all of these beliefs, we created our own reality, our own world. Based on all of these beliefs and limitations, we created the life we now live, not realizing that many of the beliefs are not even ours, or inherited, right? It's time for you to move past the limitations of your mind. All too often we play small or stuck because of something that limited us or blocked us in our previous way of being. Today is a new day and you are much bigger than any perceived limitation. Time to fly and bring the fullness of who you truly are into this game of life. This is powerful. Take a deep breath. This is us letting go of limitation. You know, another part of letting go of limitation can be a belief or a mindset, a thought, words that you use. They all came in at some point to nurture us, and they did suit perhaps a past version of who you were, what you were doing, how you were. And so something that I really encourage you to do is, as we let go of habits or mindsets or beliefs or words or ways of being, appreciate the old one. I find that when we just appreciate, say thank you, you helped me, you kept me safe, you kept me secure, you kept me grounded, whatever it is, then, but I'm good now. So you get to choose. Having that appreciation for it, that to me helps you let it go with greater ease, rather than criticizing yourself or being ashamed. That doesn't really help you. Just allow it to flow away, acknowledging that it was okay at some point. I hope that makes sense. Like I say, if you need some more support or help, put it in the comments below or message me directly. I was just shuffling my tarot cards here. I like to pull one tarot card and then we'll pull 3 of the Healing with the Angels, Doreen Virtue. This is awesome. The card that's come up is Judgment. Judgment is a really awesome card in the tarot. It's about really allowing yourself to take some inventory. What serves you, what suits you, what's no longer part of you. Let things go. So this is a really wonderful, pivotal time, and in beautiful relation to that Libra full moon, because once we strip away what's not serving, then we can get into our sense of equilibrium, our sense of balance, which is what all this energy is about. So I do encourage you to be the observer of you throughout this week, to journal as much as you can, journaling how you feel, expressing your emotions, acknowledging that you're always doing the best you can with what you know and where you're at. And also, not only that, You're always becoming the next best part of you as we all evolve. And we are all evolving just at our own rate and our own timing. So you find yours. What's your rhythm? What's your piece of balance? So this is awesome. 3 cards from this angel deck. The first one is Guardian Angel. What do you do, or what can you do to just be present, and whatever your idea of source energy, your guardian angel, your higher self, call upon it. I mentioned journaling. Journaling's a wonderful way to access that. Sometimes even accessing that you already have the guidance or the knowledge or the awareness within you. Celebration. Can you celebrate that you are actually an emotional being? We all are. And emotions are a powerful, powerful navigational force if we allow it. So it's about allowing those emotional pieces and not stuffing them down. Sometimes we get into dialogues of like, oh gosh, I can't be angry, or oh, I can't express that. Well, we do choose our environment, and we do need to be appropriate. You know, if I feel like having a tantrum, I'm not going to do it in the middle of the grocery store. But I'm going to honor and recognize that there is something in me that needs to be expressed. So whether that is by going for a walk and yelling it out, or punching something like a pillow or something, or just noticing there it is, I need to acknowledge it and let it flow through me. And that way we get to listen. This is beautiful, wrapping this one up, because when we clear out the clutter, clear out the argument about just feeling the feeling, maybe we get to tap into what is the intelligence of that feeling. What is the piece of guidance? What is the navigational wisdom that's being presented to you? I hope all this makes sense to you. I wish you a beautiful week, and I really encourage you to do something, plan something next weekend to fully embrace and invite in the wisdom of that full moon in the sign of Libra. Much love to you. I wish you a beautiful week ahead, and I'll be back here with you next week. Thanks for watching.